Hello, everybody, and welcome to another edition of the Cerebral Smack Talk live on a Sunday night here in East Providence, Rhode Island. It's going limit Michael Fletcher alongside the guys Anthony Florio and Michael Bullock. Tonight, we're getting into TNA Impact Wrestling, Smackdown Live, and we're going to get into AAA. We're going to get into some AAA wrestling as well. We're going to save the NCAA for Thursday night because after what we just saw and everything that went down, Thursday needs to be the day to do that show. We will recap the Elite Eight. We will recap and we will preview the Final Four. And good Lord, what a Final Four this is. Wow, is all I can just say. Game of the year and maybe the game of the century in the East Regional Final. I mean, for me personally, I'm going to have to take it out I'm going to do it this way. I'm going to take it out in two contexts. As a fan, the most demoralizing, most heartbreaking, most devastating defeat I've ever suffered in all my years of covering college basketball. However, as a commentator, as a broadcaster, this has to go down as one of the greatest games I've ever covered, in NCAA tournament history. And I've done it all. I've done Final Fours. I've done national championships. Maybe North Carolina versus Villanova is probably the closest thing I've ever had to the greatest moment ever, commentary-wise. And this is right up there as one of the greatest jobs that I have to endure. Anthony Florio always talks about screaming Michael Fletcher moments. This was a doozy today, my friends. I'll say that. This was a doozy.
Can I just say one quick thing about it, MF, real quick? I literally, not figuratively, I literally had an out-of-body experience watching that game. Literally. And by the way, I want to give a quick shout out to our dear friend Brian Keenan. We didn't watch the whole game because he had dinner and all that good stuff, but we watched the second half of that game, and we've watched a few games together over the last few months, and I can honestly say that was the best game that Brian and I ever watched together. And I'm sorry about how it went down, MF. I feel for you. I really do. And that's a gut punch. That is an absolute gut punch.
Yeah.
But regardless of how the outcome was, the real winners, UConn may have won the game, but the real winners were you, me, Bullock, Brian, and every college basketball fan out there. We, the fans, were the real winners after witnessing that 5-star classic chock full of the absolute pure, grade A, money back guaranteed, finest Shakespearean drama of all time.
And this was the true definition of what March Madness is all about.
This is what makes the NCAA tournament probably one of the greatest tournaments in all of sports. When you get games like that, and you can't top that, I don't know if the Final Four can even live up to that hype. I mean, I think Arizona and Michigan may have a shot here because, my God, what a matchup that's going to be on the other side. But I don't know, man. I mean, this is going to be wild. Like I said, commentary-wise, man, that was a joy and an honor to do. But as a fan, I thought last year's was a heartbreaker. This one feels worse. I hate to say it, but I feel more demoralized today than I did about a year ago when Duke lost in the Final Four to Houston. That was a heartbreaker. This one feels even worse. This one, like, I'm gutted right now, man.
And I agree with you, Fletch, because here's the thing. Duke they were the number 1 overall seed and the overwhelming favorites. And for them to lose that way, it's like an ultimate gut punch right to the stomach.
And they were
I don't know
by,
how.
And at two times in that game, they were up by over 10 points. I think they were up by like 19 at one point. UConn made the first comeback. They got it down to about 7, and then Duke got it back out to like about, I think, like 12 or 15 points again. And then UConn came back again to kind of tighten the game up even further. And that last play is gonna haunt me forever.
Yeah, Boozer. I mean, what the heck was he thinking? I mean, all they had to do was just hold on to the ball and run out that clock.
He tried. I think he panicked because he thought they were going to double him, and he panicked and threw an ill-advised pass. It got tipped at mid-court. UConn recovered it, and then everybody knows what happened next. I mean,
Duke fans are going to be all over Boozer from now until the college basketball season starts for them. This is something that Boozer's going to have to live with for the rest of his life.
And not only that, but now even one of the fans are going to be like, remember, Duke fans, how Kentucky always said that they hated Christian Laettner because Laettner was the one that won the national, that basically ruined their like crushed their dreams.
Mm-hmm.
Duke fans are going to start thinking about Mullen from now on. That 3-point shot from 35 feet away from the bucket, and it was pure, like absolute pure. And man.
I don't know how Duke's gonna get how they're gonna get over this. I don't know how. I mean, to be that close and then to have that happen, it's
the greatest. This is the thing about sports, man. Either you're on the right side of history and it's the greatest feeling in the world, or you're in the heartbreak, and this is one of the most demoralizing losses. I mean, we all have had demoralizing losses in our sports fandom.
Heartbreak might be an understatement, Fletch, for Duke.
But
this feels it's more than heartbreak. I mean, I mean, you're the number 1 overall seed, and you lose that way. It's got to be the worst feeling in the world right now.
It's going to take a little bit of time for us to recover from this one. I can tell you that one. I can tell you that much.
Yeah,
it's gonna take me a little while before I can get over this one. I can tell you that much. I don't know if the Final Four is going to help me any is going to do any favors.
You and every Duke fan, I think, is going to feel that way from now until when the new season starts.
Yeah, because and the thing is, I got to recover. Like, I can't dwell over the Duke loss because I got a Final Four to cover 1 week from now. So I gotta.
Good thing it's not till Saturday, Fletch. So you got time.
That's the thing, Anthony would probably say. You're gonna have to drown that loss out and then process that loss out because you got a Final Four to cover there, buddy. So
like I said,
I'll be ready.
It's not till Saturday, so you got time to recover between now and then.
So,
but this was a crazy Elite Eight, especially this last game. I mean, if you're a college basketball fan, you're saying this is what March Madness is all about. But if you're a Duke fan, you're probably like,
we don't want to hear it right now.
We don't want to hear it from anybody right now.
We do not want to hear from you guys. Like, honestly,
the theme of the Elite Eight, very simply put, second half comebacks.
Yeah, pretty much.
Almost every game, there was a second half comeback.
Yeah,
except for Tennessee and Michigan. That was all Michigan. So
the right side of my bracket, I got right.
Brackets busted, boys.
The left side got absolutely hammered, and unfortunately, the national championship pick just went boom right before our very eyes.
It blew up.
We thought we were seconds away from 3 out of 4 going into the final 4, and our national champion to still be in the mix. And then that 3-pointer basically destroyed everything. Like it was a nuke.
It's not just our brackets. It's probably a good amount of brackets around the U.S.
Yeah. Well,
I'm sure there's a good majority that probably went with Duke. And then as soon as Mullins hit that 3-pointer,
gone.
The brackets immediately went to the shredder.
I know there are a few that I see that has Arizona winning the national championship. I know I got a few that I saw that's got Michigan winning the national championship. So their bracket is still alive. Ours are done. Like, we are done. Our tournament is over. Except in my league, there's still a battle to wage. And right now, I have the lead. But I got a guy who's right behind me, who's like right now in 4th, but he's got Michigan winning the national championship.
If you're an Arizona or a Michigan fan right now, you gotta love your chances now that Duke is gone.
Well, no, UConn.
No.
Oh, no. I'm not discounting.
I think UConn.
I'm not discounting UConn.
Now that UConn knocked out Duke,
it's destiny.
I think. I'm gonna say this: if Arizona gets by Michigan, I think Arizona wins the national championship. Now, I got a real feeling because Anthony, you kind of came through about that Lute Olson thing. I think this may be Lute Olson giving that little extra something to Arizona that might put them over the top. Because remember, in 1997, where did they win the national championship?
In Indianapolis.
I think it's going to happen again. Remember, this is Indiana. Arizona won the title. In that, it wasn't at Lucas Oil. It was a different arena. It was the RCA Dome. But it was not far from where the original Lucas Oil is. I think it's not that far from where the stadiums were. But I mean, I kind of got a feeling this may be Arizona's moment now, because number 2 overall seed, a lot of people kind of felt like they were kind of the de facto before Duke made their big run. A lot of people had Arizona possibly as the favorite going into the tournament. So I mean,
we'll find out at 8:59 on Saturday night when Arizona called 6:09. I thought
6:09 for the first game.
I thought UConn and Illinois was the first game.
Wait, Illinois and UConn starts first?
I thought that's what I read. Hold on, let me find out.
Well,
yeah, go ahead.
Let me find it. So,
but
hold on a second. Yeah, give me just a minute, guys.
It is confirmed, guys. It is confirmed. Illinois, UConn at 6:09 on Saturday, and then at 8:49, it's Michigan and Arizona.
Oh,
yes,
it is confirmed, Bullock.
Yes, that's what I kind of figured.
They got it right. Got it right. Michigan, Arizona is the far more appetizing.
And I'm glad that Arizona and Michigan's going to be the last game, because that's the one everybody wants to see.
Yeah,
and we will see it.
Don't get me wrong, man. It would have been tough, because if it would have been Duke and Houston, take your pick on which game goes first, because that would have been two appetizing games. But no, I'm good with that, because if you kind of think about it, bracket wise, you got the number 2 and number 3 overall. And then technically you got maybe the number 8, which is UConn. because they do it in a snake formation. So it would have gone 1-8. So UConn's technically the 8th team up there. And then with Illinois, they were what? 4 seed, Anthony?
They were 3.
3, which gives them so they would have been in like the 9 to 12 range in the bracket. So you got basically the 2 versus the 3 overall, and then you got a team between the 4 and the 8, between 5 and 8, and then 9 and 12. I think we know who goes first and who goes second.
I think UConn was the number 5 overall seed.
So number 5 overall,
from what I'm looking at.
And
here.
Then
Michigan, Arizona was 2. Michigan was 3.
Don't sleep on Illinois. Don't sleep on Illinois. I mean, with what they've done this March Madness.
Dude, are you kidding me? Matt Ward has been on my you-know-what since we found out he's in the Final Four. Matt Ward's been on the warpath right now.
Yeah,
within the last day.
Yes, we could say Arizona, Michigan, and UConn are probably more of a favor to win it, but don't sleep on this Illinois team.
Dude, if Illinois wins it all. If Illinois is the one to take this, oh my God. If Illinois wins the national championship, one other thing. If Michigan wins the whole damn thing, oh my God, my buddy Mexi. Oh my God, he's gonna be a pain in the you know what.
Unbelievable. And I got it.
Yeah.
I actually did find it. Arizona number 2 overall, Michigan number 3 overall, UConn number 6 overall, Illinois number 10 overall.
So you got 4 teams in the top 10.
2, 3, 6, 10, boys. 2,
wow.
3, 6, 10.
So Illinois is definitely going to be they're going to be the underdogs, but again, I would not sleep on this Illinois team.
Look, they may be the underdogs, but you're still in the top 10 of the entire country. And when the final bracket and when the final rankings come out, you're going to be no worse than the 4th best team in the country. If you're Illinois, you're celebrating right now because you did not expect to be this good at this point in the game.
Especially after what they did to Houston.
Yeah, absolutely. And I'll say this. I'm not going to lose any sleep over that elimination either. Yes, I may be gutted that my team got knocked out, but Houston got knocked out before we did. I'm good. I'm content. I'm not mad at all. You know my hatred for Houston. So trust me, I'm not going to lose any sleep. And Illinois, thank you for doing that for us Blue Devil fans. You're great. You are forever in our debts for that. All right. Let's get going. We got to speed up. We got to speed this up. So
let's speed it up now.
Let's get on the show. We're going to start it out with TNA. Mustafa Ali versus BDE. It was Mustafa Ali winning the match in 4 minutes and 26 seconds. Really not much to talk about here, Anthony. No. So we're just going to move on. Next up we had was Jeff Hardy versus Brian Myers. And it was Jeff Hardy winning the match. Another short match, 3 minutes and 15 seconds. So again, another blow by on that one. This one we'll get into. It was Moose versus Bear Bronson. And it was Moose winning the match. And listen to this time, Anthony. 13 minutes and 8 seconds. Okay, this is at least 3 1/4, 3.5 stars. Solid matchup. Great battle. Yeah, this was a Be a Man fight. This was 2 men slapping meat. That was that kind of a match. It was really good. I liked it. I enjoyed it. 3 1/4. Anthony, it's yours.
I'll do you one better, MF. Sleeper fight of the night for me. 3 1/4, 3.5. I like this more than I was expecting, as Bear Bronson has been a nice addition to the roster as a power guy. At the same time, Bronson was nothing more than the next person in line for Moose to smash through on his way to Sacrifice and the showdown with Eddie Edwards. Like I said, on Tuesday night, I'm going to run down the results of that on Ridiculously Raw. It still doesn't feel like it's going to end well there for him, but this wound up being good stuff, with the Atlanta Falcons deal being a nice bonus. Because remember, Moose used to be a football player. He played football. He used to play for the Atlanta Falcons. And yes, Michael Bullock, he actually did at one time. He was a member of, he actually was on the New England Patriots, but he was on their practice squad. He was not on the main squad. So, but he can say, I was a New England Patriot. So there's a little fun fact for you. 3 1/4, 3.5. MF, sleeper fight of the night, no doubt about it. That was far better than it had any right to be, honestly.
Absolutely, no doubt about that. So next up we had was Tessa Blanchard, Mila Moore, and Victoria Crawford. They went up against Harley Hudson, Mila Grace, and Jody Threat, and it was the heel squad. Blanchard, Moore, and Crawford winning in 6 minutes and 20 seconds. Florio, go.
2.5 stars. They were moving rather quickly out there, and Tessa took the other team apart to get the win, which makes perfect sense that she's pretty far ahead of the other three, especially Hudson and Grace. The match was pretty to the point here, even if they didn't have much time with the amount of people involved. 2.5 stars. MF, your thoughts?
Fair enough. 2.5 stars. It was a fine match. Really nothing more to add there. So we go right on to the next one. It was Eric Young versus Brad Attitude. Eric Young winning in 3 minutes and 53 seconds. That's a move on. And then we get ourselves into, I want to say it's the main event of the evening. Yes, it is. It was the System going up against the team of Leon Slater and Mike Santana. And it was the System. Eddie Edwards, Cedric Alexander, they win it. 13 minutes, 58 seconds. Fight of the night. For me, this was a solid matchup, a very good matchup, a 3.5 star. You can make an argument for 3 3/4, but I'm going to go 3.5 here. Mike Santana fell to Eddie Edwards with the Boston Knee Party. Oh boy. Anthony, it is yours.
Solid 3.5 stars. I agree. This is what this was what it needed to be, as Eddie Edwards gets the win to make him feel like more of a threat to take the TNA World Heavyweight Championship from Mike Santana at some point. It also helped elevate the Macklin and Santana match. It helped them get ready for it, which is a good thing to see, as they cannot actually get physical. The action worked well, and it accomplished a few things, so that makes for a nice main event. Solid 3.5 stars. Fight of the night. I'm going to get into the overall review here. This was a 7 out of 10. The best thing about the show is they made me more interested in seeing the Sacrifice show, which made it feel like a much bigger show than the No Surrender. If nothing else, the main event already felt bigger. Hopefully, it lived up to the hype as we move into the spring and get ready for the next regular pay-per-view, which is Rebellion, on Saturday night, April the 11th, in Cleveland. I'm interested enough in the show, though. There were some less than thrilling parts here, like all those short cutout fights, especially anything involving Eric Young. I'm sorry, but I mean, that's changed the channel stuff right there. I'm sorry. And then the Rosemary stuff, though the latter might need some more time. Either way, nice enough show this past week with the big one coming, which was the Sacrifice show. I'll address that. I'll address the results of that on Friday night, or I should say Tuesday night, rather. So 7 out of 10 for me. MF, overall thoughts, and then we'll get into SmackDown here.
7 out of 10, no doubt about it. I think they did a fine job with it. Really nothing more to add on that. So we're just going to go right on to SmackDown Live. That was from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, at the PPG Paints Arena, home of the Pittsburgh Penguins, y'all. So we started off with, there was a promo segment, but we're just going to guide right into it. And it is going to start with the Bella Twins versus Charlotte Flair and Alexa Bliss. And it was the Bellas winning it in 9 minutes and 34 seconds. It was fine for what it was worth. It was nothing really amazing. The Bellas definitely still look like they still need some work in the ring, But it was a fine matchup. This was about maybe 2.5, close to 3, but I'm going like 2.5, 2 3/4. But the Bellas get a win. They knocked off Charlotte Flair and Alexa Bliss. The roll-up of doom. Nobody can get out of the roll-up whenever it's locked in like that. It's kind of the funny ha-ha joke that I have with a couple of my friends that when somebody gets caught up in the roll-up of doom, it's almost impossible to get out. So, yeah, that's what happens. After the match, the Irresistible Forces came in to attack everybody in sight, only to lead to Lyra Valkyria and Bayley to hit the ring and clear the house. So, yeah, it's looking more and more like a fatal four-way for the women's tag team titles at WrestleMania. Anthony Florio, it is yours. The Bellas wins it in 9:34. Bree with a roll-up of doom on Charlotte, on Alexa.
All right. Let me give you my thoughts on the match, and then I have a news bit that I need to share in just a moment. Everyone put in a good effort, but this was booked as a cookie-cutter match. They followed a familiar pattern of offense, and Lash and Nia being there made it obvious there would be some kind of interference. Nikki and Brie ended up getting the win. Of course, the roll-up of doom, yes, of course. And the champs came in, destroyed everybody, but then Bayley and Lyra Valkyria made the save. And it has been 8 years since Charlotte Flair faced either Bella in a non-Royal Rumble match. Time flies. And the Bellas using the Heart Attack tag team finisher, but did not win with it. I would have had a field day if that happened because you all know my love
you know how much
family.
you love the Hart family. Yep.
And my displeasure of the Bellas, you know that. But I do have some news here. I sent it in our Talking Wrestling TXN news, Talking Wrestling TXN news and views messenger chat this afternoon. I'm going to share it with all of you here and now. PW Insider is reporting that Nikki Bella suffered a potential ankle injury on SmackDown. Nikki's ankle got caught under Charlotte at one point during the tag match on Friday night. Nikki rolled out of the ring to be attended to, and you notice she did not return to the match. So that we have to keep an eye out on the severity of Nikki Bella's injury, because if that's gonna, ankle injury, MF, you know all about those.
Yeah, because the thing is, WrestleMania is only how many weeks away now?
A little less than 3 now.
I mean, I hope it's not bad enough where
20 days.
Fatal 4-way could happen.
It's in jeopardy now. I'm sorry,
but if it's bad enough where it's going to keep her out of WrestleMania,
20 days.
You may have to forget about that Fatal 4-way.
Well, then it turns into a triple threat. No, then it automatically turns into a triple threat if you think about it. Then you're going to put Lyra and Bayley. You're going to have the Irresistible Forces, and then you're going to have basically Charlotte Flair and Alexa Bliss. Basically, the Bellas would be out of the picture altogether, which would
we'll have to keep an eye on.
In one sense, it would stink. If you're a fan of the Bella Army, it would suck for you guys.
Absolutely.
If they do get left out. But I know there's a good majority of fans that probably would not lose any sleep knowing that the Bellas are not going to be involved at WrestleMania.
Anthony Florio.
If that.
Yep. Yes, Bullock.
And you, Michael Bullock. Let's not kid ourselves. You're part of that as well. Come on. What are you doing here? I'll call you out on that.
Thing. I mean, hold on. Before you, look. I like the Bellas. I like them. Are they good wrestlers?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Are they great? No. That's just how I feel. I know Anthony feels differently about them, like saying, "Oh, I don't give two you-know-whats about how improved they are. I just don't like them."
Politics.
Especially after what they did that night when it was years ago when they embarrassed Natalya on her birthday.
Oh, don't even get me started on that, Bullock.
No. Let's
You
just
remember
kinda
you
I'm
remember
just
how
I'm just bringing up a
ridiculously
reason.
over I was on that night.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's one reason why Anthony doesn't like him because of that night.
Yeah. But we'll leave it for another day, fellas. So like I said, let's kind of keep this going. So the next thing that we did have on the show,
I didn't get my
I
thoughts
just
on the
want to make
match.
sure. Oh,
Bullet
I'm
didn't give
sorry,
his thoughts
Bullet.
on
Go
the match.
ahead.
Yeah, I'll just go quickly here. I'll just give it 2.5 stars. I mean, you guys pretty much said it, what you said on this whole thing, so there's really nothing more to add on to it. So now let's move on, Fletch.
All right, next up we did have was it was a matchup. This was supposed to have been Rhea Ripley versus B-Fab. The fight never really got off the ground. Rhea does win the match in 52 seconds. Jay Cargill just got involved. It led to a DQ. So, I mean, there was really not much to talk about it. We move on. Then we had Kit Wilson going one-on-one with Jelly Roll. You guys already know how this plays. Jelly Roll wins the match in 5 minutes and 42 seconds. Choke Slam City on Kit Wilson. Jelly. Yo, all right. We see you, brother. Anthony Florio, he wins in 5:42.
We knew this was going to be a comedy match before it started, but credit where credit is due. Kit Wilson put just as much effort into this as he would any other match, and Jelly Roll made sure he didn't screw anything up. It was not good, but it was not nearly as bad as it could have been. I'll give it 2 to 2.5 stars for the effort. And one thing you have to give Jelly Roll credit for is that it's obvious he is trying to make sure he does everything safely. It did not make a lot of sense for Jelly Roll to be down after he hit Kit Wilson with a suplex. He was selling despite not taking a bump. But the big difference before this thing, Danhausen putting a curse on Kit Wilson before the match started, couldn't happen to a nicer guy. He is toxic. So, yeah, couldn't happen to a nicer guy on that. So, 2 to 2.5 for the effort. So, Michael Bullock, it's a celebrity match. 9 times out of 10, celebrity wins, and the celebrity wins in this case.
Yeah, 2.5 for me. I mean, it was good, not great. I mean, yeah, Kit Wilson couldn't have happened to a nicer person because you, my friend, are toxic. Not all of us wrestling fans or anybody else you call out. Hippie, it's yours, Fletch.
Yeah, it was a 2.5. It's a 2. It was a 2.25. Like I said, I think the celebrity matches a lot of the times it depends who the guy is. Sometimes we cringe on some, others we're like, all right, not bad. They did well. And this was one of them that we kind of, we got to tip our caps. They did a fine job with this one. This was a good matchup. So yeah, nothing more to say. So we move on. We got the United States Heavyweight Championship matchup on the line. It was Carmelo Hayes, another open challenge, but this time it was Sami Zayn that answered the challenge. Sami Zayn versus Carmelo Hayes, the U.S. title on the line, winner of the bout, 16 minutes, 15 seconds, and new United States heavyweight champion, Sami Zayn. He wins it with a haluva kick. Michael Bullock, history was made, unprecedented crowning. And oh, by the way, they did make it official at WrestleMania. Trick Williams versus Sami Zayn for the United States heavyweight title.
Yeah, this was a tremendous match here. I'll give this about maybe 3.5 to 3 3/4 of a star. I mean, it was a really good match. I mean, obviously, Sami Zayn getting the win. Now he's the new United States champion, and he going into. I mean, his WrestleMania was uncertain. Well, it's certain now because, like you said, he will be defending the title against Trick Williams at WrestleMania. And now the question is, can Trick Williams get the biggest win of his career by winning the U.S. title at WrestleMania. It's possible, but we'll see. So, nothing more to say. It's yours, Fletch.
Yeah, no, this was a great matchup. I mean, you could even say show stealer for the night. I mean, this was amazing. It was a great matchup. Back and forth it went. And, yes, Trick Williams was talking his junk because he was on commentary in the whole 9 yards, and it led to the mistake. Trick tried to create a distraction, and it blew up in the face, and the one man who got taken out was Carmelo, and Melo paid the price for it because he got whacked with the belt, and the next thing you know, it was a haluva kick. Sammy wins the title, and he gets the championship. And it's funny too because you would think social media would be excited for Sami Zayn. I know for a fact that there's somebody that I'm really close with that is very happy and really pumped up that Sami Zayn is the United States Heavyweight Champion. However, there are some people out there that are absolutely poo-pooing this right now. And I hate to say it, but the Tiki Torches and the Pitchforks were coming out on Friday night. And it came out pretty hot and pretty heavy. There's some fans out there that's kind of shrugging shaking their heads, rolling their eyes, and saying, "Oh, great, Sammy champion again." One person actually who said that his title reigns are boring, doesn't care for him at all, thinks that the character and the gimmick of Sami Zayn, the underdog from the underground, is stupid. And this is a particular fan. I'm not going to mention any names. They know who they are. And, it's kind of one of those tell me how you really feel type thing. Oh, boy. My friend told me how he truly felt about Sami Zayn. He basically blasted him out of the water, to say the very least. Let's say that. I know if the Sami Zayn fan overheard what I'm saying right now, I think I might be hearing a few words of, okay, who's this person? Who's saying this about Sammy? What the heck is going on? What blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, whoa, I am not getting involved in this. Don't shoot the messenger. I'm just a commentator. I'm just an announcer. I'm not getting involved in this fight. This is not my fight. This is not my war. I'm getting out of it. So I already know I'm going to get stuck in the middle as the referee when these two go. Oh boy, I can already imagine what this is going to feel like one day. Nothing more to say. Anthony Florio, it's yours. Sami Zayn, the new United States Heavyweight Champion.
Did you give your rating for it?
I say about 3.5 stars.
With all due respect, gentlemen, I think you underscored this one. I'm going to give this in excess of 4 to 4.25 stars. It did not take long for them to make this the best thing on the show, and it only got better as they continued. Sami Zayn is a lauded veteran, and Carmelo Hayes is one of the best stars on Smackdown, so they found their groove immediately. And Melo seemed to be moving even quicker than usual, which is saying something because he has always been quick on his feet. And the drop kick that Melo hit to take Sammy out mid-jump was great. I mean, two very talented workers. You gave them time. You let them go out there and do their stuff. Easily the best thing on the show. 4 to 4.25 stars. And Sami Zayn, Trick Williams now for the United States Heavyweight Championship at WrestleMania. But there is a wild card. Let's not forget about Carmelo Hayes. Could they add him and make it a triple threat? I mean, he's got a rematch clause, does he not? So that should probably put him in line, maybe for him to get added to that match. So we'll have to wait and see how it plays out. But if it ends up staying Sammy and Trick, I think Sammy's going to be a transitional champion here. I think Trick is going to win the title. And And I believe he is going to be the United States heavyweight champion. Whether they add Mello to make it a triple threat or not, I truly believe Trick Williams is walking out of Las Vegas as the United States heavyweight champion. Lemon pepper steppers and all. So, yes, indeed. So
I agree with that. I think so too. And I know there's a few people that doesn't care for Trick Williams' gimmick either. So I'm not going to mention any names on that.
I'll be honest.
Either.
At first, I wasn't really, into him at first. But over the last, I want to say 2 years or so, mainly because of the Booker T stuff, Trick Williams has more than grown on me.
All right.
Mainly the Booker stuff from NXT. I mean, that was funny. So.
Oh yeah. No doubt about it. Total agreement. All right. So next up on the show, we had. Let me get my notes. Was it that one? Let me see. Nope. It was after that we had was Julia going one-on-one with Tiffany Stratton. And it was Julia winning the match in 9 minutes and 44 seconds. Kiana James made a distraction as she caused a distraction when Tiffany was going for the prettiest moonsault ever. Knees up by Julia to get the opportunity that kind of opened the door for her to get the hook, the 1, 2, 3, and the win. She takes down Tiffany in the match, and I believe this goes to Michael Bullock. No, wait, Bullock led off on the last match, right?
Yeah, I led off on the last match, and you're forgetting another thing.
All right,
this was for the Women's United States Championship.
Yes, it was. Title was on the line. Successful title defense for Julia. The beautiful Madness gets to hold on to the title a little while longer. And I'm going to say this. I don't mind. I kind of feel like Julia's reign as champion is better this time around than it was the first time. Can we agree with that?
Definitely.
Oh, 100%. Okay. I agree with this one. The first reign was
meh.
Pretty much left to be desired. That's all I'll say.
Yeah. This one is a little better because it looks like the competition is better this time around. And I kind of feel like they may be running it back. Yes, there was a little bit of the interference. So Tiffany may scream rematch that she deserves another shot. And I could see this going down at WrestleMania because there really isn't a viable opponent at the moment until maybe Chelsea Green comes back because she's just been out with the injury. But if she's truly back, 100% back, I could see them running this maybe a triple threat at WrestleMania. Julia versus Tiffany versus Chelsea for the title. Because it looks like that may be where we're going with this. But it all depends on the health of Chelsea Green if she's actually able to compete at WrestleMania. I think that's the best way to go with this. To me, I think about 3 stars. I thought this was a good match. It was all right. Yes, the ending was a little weird, but I don't mind that this happened. Who knows? Maybe we could even get a fatal 4-way because Kiana James has kind of been hovering around the picture here. So could we get fatal 4-way at WrestleMania? Nothing more to say. Anthony, it's yours.
Well, there was one thing that you left out before this match happened. The big announcement about Drew McIntyre and Jacob Fatu. Unsanctioned at WrestleMania.
Yeah. Let's just say Drew and Jacob kind of went there, and I didn't really want to talk about it because there was one thing that Drew said. Absolutely. that was a little like that was obsessive. And it was wrong. it was wrong
Absolutely
what
was.
Drew said, and I didn't want to dignify it with any
it rubbed me the wrong
commentary
way
on that
too.
one.
But here's the thing, you guys. You want to say that to Drew McIntyre, that what he said was wrong?
Yeah, he
He would probably say, "Well, guess what? The three of you, your wrestling podcast is an absolute joke. And you know what? That guy that's a New York Yankees fan has a better podcast than the three of you dumbasses."
Okay, Bullet. No need to rehash that any further.
Well, I'm just telling you what I think he would say.
Yeah, that's what Drew would say. Yeah, you're right. It's what he would say. Yes.
That's all. But yeah, unsanctioned. I think this is. I can't remember how many of these we've had.
Of course, we all know what the most memorable one was, don't we, MF?
Shawn Michaels and Triple H.
Our favorite.
But
the last time we had an unsanctioned match at WrestleMania was Seth Rollins and Triple H.
Yeah.
33.
And tell the people, Florio, the rules of an unsanctioned match.
Well, there are no rules. And both of these men, Nick Aldis, I am sure, just like Eric Bischoff did with...
he said it.
With Triple H and Shawn Michaels. I mean, they're probably going to have to sign hold harmless agreements, a.k.a. letters of indemnification, saying that WWE has no recoil, that they have no, legal recourse or whatever.
Will not be held responsible.
Yeah, nobody will be held responsible. And
for what
it's
happens
basically
to
WWE's
Drew
way
or
of saying
Jacob.
this match never happened. It's not going to happen.
It will
not
going to happen. It will not affect their official record on the record books. The match is, like you said, no disqualification, no count outs. Pinfall submissions are the only way to win the match. On top of it, the match itself is not sanctioned. This is not going to be sanctioned by the Nevada State Athletic Commission. This will not be sanctioned by World Wrestling Entertainment. There is no legal recourse on anything on this one. As a matter of fact, the referee will not wear official WWE garb for this match. He will not be this matchup will not be an official match. This is basically anything goes. So you will not have a referee in WWE gear. He'll probably have traditional referee outfit, but you will not have the WWE patches or anything because this will not be sanctioned by WWE. So the referee that they get, you're on your own. Good luck.
Yeah, that's the thing. I mean, it's good luck because after what we've seen with these two, Nick Aldis is like, you know what? Have at it, you two. But we're wiping our hands clean with this.
I don't blame him.
We're not going to be held responsible for what happens to either one of you two.
Nope. And quite frankly, Nick, I'm with you, brother. It got to the point where I'm like, oh nope, I'm done.
Drew can't sue Jacob, can't sue the WWE, and the same can be said for Jacob. Yep. Whatever happens to either one of them is on them.
It's on them. You're on your own, y'all.
Simple but effective segment. We knew the match was coming, but having that special stipulation definitely ups the ante quite a bit.
Oh yeah. All right.
Now, as far as Julia and Tiffany goes.
Oh, yep. Go ahead.
First half of it was pretty standard back and forth, but the champion found herself on defense as the show went to break. They hit some roadblocks along the way, but most of what we got in this bout was decent. Julia always throws everything she has into her matches, but sometimes the chemistry just is not there. And the Beautiful Madness able to pull off the win with a little help from Kiana James at ringside. And Chelsea Green continues to make every second that she is on screen matter. She and Tiffany would be a great team if they are ever both heels at the same time. And Tiffany tried to hit a stunner-like move, but it ended up not connecting the right way and looked weird when Julia sold it anyway. And if there's one performer in WWE who I believe is more than deserving of a WrestleMania spot in any way, shape, or form, it's Kiana James. I mean, she needs to be on this card. I mean, what do I have to do to sell it? I mean, what she did in the Royal Rumble, what she did in the Elimination Chamber, I truly believe in my heart of hearts, Kiana James, in some way, shape, or form, should have a match at WrestleMania. I hope they can find a way to get her on the card. I hope they do. She's more than deserving of it. So, just my little personal preference there. So, I'll give this about 2.5 to 3 for the effort. So, not much more. Michael Bullock, Julia, still the women's U.S. champion. I wouldn't be surprised if she and Tiffany run it back at some point. Maybe Chelsea gets involved if she's recovered from her injury in time. But like I said, Kiana James, I believe, is truly deserving of a spot on the WrestleMania card in one way, shape, or form.
Yeah, I mean, I could see it, but yeah, 2.5 for me on this one. And I know people are going to be screaming like, "Oh, Tiffany deserves a rematch," but I think Julia and Kiana James could make the point that, hey, you had your opportunity. It's back of the line for you, because Kiana physically never really got involved. I mean, I think that's the case they'll make. I mean, yeah, because all Kiana James did was she just stepped on the second part of the steel steps for a distraction. She never physically got involved. I think that's the case that Kiana and Julia could make for saying, hey, you had your opportunity, you lost, back of the line, loser. And here's another thing. I mean, there are some people, I wonder if there's some people out there who could possibly say Tiffany doesn't really need the Women's United States Championship because that's beneath her.
I think so, but the thing is,
I mean, I'm not saying
right
everybody.
now,
there's probably some who will probably say that because
yeah,
the women's title that's more her than.
But the thing
the
is,
Women's United States Championship would be like a step down for her.
I don't know, because there was some people even saying that she looked very uninterested in the fight. I don't know why, but somebody was saying that maybe that she should go back to NXT. You know, try to get the spark. I don't know who said. No, I'm not saying anything, but this is just somebody on Facebook.
Like regarding who?
Tiffany.
Really?
Yeah. Somebody actually went out and said this, that she looked uninterested in the match, that she kind of looked like she was just playing by the numbers, and some people felt like then go back to NXT. Now you should go back to NXT. Now this is I think it was a Facebook post that I saw.
Well, to whoever that person is, I'm sorry. I sending her back to NXT would be, I don't know how I say it.
I would say this. If they did, I already got one match in mind that I think would absolutely feed families if they did it. Tiffany Stratton versus Blake Monroe.
Oh boy.
I was waiting for somebody to say something. I saw the wheels turning there for a moment.
What was the match again? I got a little sidetracked.
Blake Monroe and Tiffany Stratton if Tiffany were to go back to NXT.
Well, I got 2 words for you boys if that happens. Hey now.
or and you would know this, Fletch, something that Joey Styles would say.
Oh my God.
No,
not that. The other thing.
What?
Women's
cat fight.
Oh, cat fight. Yep, it would be a cat fight.
I was waiting for you to say that.
I can't. It's so late in the night, man. I'm just my brain's gone to mush.
Yeah, but
I'm done.
In all honesty, I don't see her going back to NXT.
No, I don't think so either.
I don't see it.
No,
that's just probably some
either.
random Hammond just looking for attention.
Well, I mean, if he thinks he's got it, then all right, we'll see. But I'm with you on that one. I mean, That would be, but dude, Tiffany Stratton and Blake Monroe 1-on-1. Ooh, that fight would feed families,
Mhm.
and I know a certain demographic would definitely be loving that match, to say the very least.
But in
I'm
all
not saying
honesty,
anything more. I'm leaving that alone too.
but in all honesty, I just don't see it happening. I mean, that's just some person just looking to probably make
Pipe
some
dream,
headlines,
yeah,
or make some eyebrows like what?
yeah, you got it,
But
it.
sorry, that's
All right,
not gonna fly with us.
all right. So I believe, Bully, did you give your thoughts about the
Yeah,
matchup yet,
yeah,
or
two
okay?
two and a half for me. So there's really nothing more to say. So let's move right along, Fletch.
Main event of the show: Randy Orton versus Matt Cardona. Randy Orton wins the match in 5:26. Then Cody showed up, and we had a brawl to end the show. And it also ended with an and Jelly Roll tried to get involved to try to be Peacemaker, got RKO'd for it, and the crowd goes wild as Randy Orton once again proves it doesn't matter if you try to turn him into a heel. He's the best damn thing in wrestling. God damn it, put the freaking belt on him, is all I can say. Anthony Florio, it's yours.
2.5 stars for the match. It may not have been exciting to watch, but it was effective in making Randy Orton look like a villain. And Randy Orton is really leaning into the whole hearing voices thing. If he goes too far with it, it's going to be cheesy, but he hasn't crossed that line yet. And it's ironic that Randy Orton's father, Cowboy Bob Orton, made a career out of hitting people with a cast on his arm. And now he is taking shots from a cast. Go figure. And Cody Rhodes marched his way to the ring and came face to face. Before they started brawling, they fought and beat up members of security until the end of the show. Jelly Roll came out and tried to play Peacemaker, but he ended up getting an RKO for his troubles. I've read some mixed opinions. There was one person that went on the record and say it was one of the worst brawls, if not the worst brawl he ever saw. I mean, he was not feeling that brawl whatsoever. But he did not mind seeing Jelly Roll get an RKO for his troubles, though. He didn't mind that at all. But yeah, the one thing I came across was not feeling that brawl. Not a fan of that brawl whatsoever. So but it was effective, obviously, and yeah, we'll have to wait and see what happens come WrestleMania. I mean, they gave it they Cody did the job for Cena last year. I definitely agree. Cody should do the job for Randy Orton. I mean, I love Cody. You know I do. And but I got what I wanted 2 years ago. 2 years ago, me, Bullock, and all the other Cody fans out there, we all got what we wanted 2 years ago. And I said, as long as I got that, whatever happens with him going forward the rest of the way to the end of time is fine with me. So if they give it to Orton, that would be more than fine. I mean, Randy Orton has not held a world championship in I cannot remember how long. I actually it was 2020. That's right. It was 2020 when he defeated Drew McIntyre inside Hell in a Cell and lost it back to him just before the Survivor Series 2020 in the Thunderdome. That's the last time. So we're looking at about, I want to say, almost 5.5 years. I think that's long enough. And then throw in the almost career-ending back injury that he went through that kept him out for 1.5 years. We thought his career was over. He definitely deserves at least one more world title run, and he should get it at WrestleMania. So that's just how I feel about it. So 2.5 of the match. The brawl was fine. I mean, it's not for everybody, and it is what it is. So not much more. Michael Bullock, your thoughts on all this?
Yeah, as far what was the time of the Matt Cardona and Randy Orton fight?
5 minutes and let me see. I think I want to say it was 5 minutes and 20 seconds.
Yeah, I'll give this about maybe 2 stars. I mean, it's obviously trying to put Orton over and continue to give him the momentum going into his big championship match at WrestleMania. But I'm gonna be quite honest with you guys. Remember what happened with the whole leading up to the whole thing with the Cena and Cody Rhodes last year, where there were still fans chanting for Cena.
Yeah.
This is starting to feel like it again, and but this time with Orton, because when he RKO'd Jelly Roll, they still cheered Orton.
They popped. They popped hard. Yeah, they did.
I'm sorry to say this, guys, but this is beginning to feel like what we saw last year with Cena and Rhodes last year.
Yep.
I mean, they tried everything they could to get Cena over as a heel, and it just didn't work. I think I think we're seeing this again, and the fans are still cheering for him, even though he's doing some very heelish things. And
I think the only way that it works is they need to find a dastardly heel to work with Randy Orton. Maybe whoever that person is that Orton's talking to, that's getting into those voices, if they reveal to be somebody who's a nuclear heel-like individual, that's when maybe they get the fans to turn on Orton. Like, the rumors were going around that the guy who's talking to Randy Orton is AA Arn Anderson. That's the rumors.
Well, they need to find something, because like I said, if they don't do something like where the fans will turn on Orton, I hate to say this, guys, but
it's not going to work.
Be a flop.
Yeah, it's not going to work.
Be a flop once again.
Yep, it's not going to work.
WWE may have no choice but to turn Orton back into a face.
Yeah, we'll see.
We'll see what happens, but I hate to say it, but I'm not holding my breath until they do something. This may be on its way towards another flop, like last year with Cena.
Yeah, we'll see.
We'll see what happens, but right now I just got this bad feeling it's going to be a flop again.
Yeah,
but we'll see.
526 was actually the time of the fall. Yes, it's a 2-star bout. There's really nothing more to add. You guys pretty much summed it up. So overall review, I want to say it goes to Anthony Florio.
Yeah, it's Anthony.
So Florio, you lead off.
While it had some high points, SmackDown was this past Friday. SmackDown, I'm sorry to say, was one of the more lackluster shows in recent memory. The only match that stood out was Sami Zayn and Carmelo Hayes. Everything else was either mediocre or felt like a waste of time. Jelly Roll seems to be getting more active with WWE, so we should expect to see him pop up more in the future. Whether that is a good or bad thing is up to you. The build-up for WrestleMania has been lacking, and having a weak episode of SmackDown this close to it is not a good look. Let's hope WWE can make the last few shows before Mania exciting to help build anticipation for the biggest show of the year. If I were to give a letter grade for this show, I would give a solid C, to be honest with you. This was a solid C show. So that's right around maybe, I would probably say somewhere around the 6 to 6.5 mark, if I'm being honest. So not much more to add on. Michael Bullock, it's a 6 to 6.5 out of 10 for me. The only thing that really stood out was Sami Zayn and Carmelo Hayes. Not even close.
Oh, without a doubt. I mean, if we didn't get that match, I mean, this would be a much lower rating. So, I'll say, I mean, 6.5, I think is the right rating. I mean, it was solid, but not overly spectacular. So, nothing more to say. Fletch, you got the final word.
I'm gonna partially disagree with you guys. I'm gonna give it 7 out of 10. I thought it was an all right show. I don't think it is as harsh as you guys have been talking about it. So 7 out of 10 for me. Quick little thing on AAA. It was the third week of Rey de Reyes. We started it out with the Cruiserweight Championship of the World on the line in a fatal 4-way. Jack Cartwheel, TJ Perkins, Dragon Lee, and the Laredo Kid. Laredo Kid winning the match in 13 minutes and 19 seconds. Fight of the night, in my opinion. I thought this was a very good matchup, to say the very least. Then the next thing that we had was Flamar announcing that in Mexico City that she'll be defending the title against Susie Love. But if she does win that match, this will be the record breaker. She will become the longest reigning Rey de Reyes champion in the history of the company. She would break all records if she gets to that milestone on April 11th. So we'll see if she breaks the record or not. Then we had was Abismo Negro versus Pascal, and it was Abismo Negro. Oh, it was who was it? Yeah, no, it was Pascal winning 6 minutes and 34 seconds. That was through a roll-up, the roll-up of Doom getting the 1, 2, 3. And yes, he did win it. But then after the match was over, then Abismo Net actually let me see. Double A takedown blocks the two. So then after the match was over, Abismo Negro jumps Pascal, gets him on the table, and drops a tombstone pile driver on him. Now, here's the thing. In Mexico wrestling, the tombstone is an illegal move. You're not allowed to do this because it's a major threat to the guy's neck. So, I'm telling you, Michael Bullock, if your Undertaker would have done the tombstone pile driver in Mexico, he probably would be arrested for assault and possible attempted murder of a wrestler. This is a move that is deemed illegal. You're not allowed to do this move. This is unwritten rule in Mexico. You do not do the tombstone pile driver. Abismo Negro broke that rule. That is a major problema, and we'll see what happens there. But then after we had the big moment, it was basically at the end of the night. Then of course we had was El Hijo de Vecino, and they brought, and he had his crew out there basically ripping on on El Hijo or on El Vecino or Mini Vecino, and then he turned his attention to Penta and basically told Penta, I want a shot at the Intercontinental Heavyweight Championship. Penta looked at him like, you sure you want to do this? What makes you think you deserve a shot at the title? And some back and forth happens, and gentlemen, it is going to happen. CDMX Arena, Mexico City, Mexico, April 11th. Note the date. 1 week before WrestleMania, for the Intercontinental Heavyweight Championship, for the first time ever in AAA history, a WWE title will be defended outside of the United States in Mexico. We've had Intercontinental title fights in France. We've had them in England. We've had them all over the world. They've never done it in Mexico until now. El Hijo de Vecino versus Penta El Cerro Miedo for the Intercontinental Heavyweight Championship, April 11th. It's live on YouTube and for all you fans in Mexico on Fox Deportes. Anthony Florio, your title, your championship to be defended in AAA. The Intercontinental Heavyweight Championship, Penta versus El Hijo de Vecino. What is going through your mind right now?
Honestly, I wish they would have saved this for WrestleMania. Honestly, but this is a big thing for Mexico, and for the Intercontinental Heavyweight Championship to be defended for the first time outside the WWE banner, that's historic. That is really historic, and everybody knows how much love and appreciation and respect I have for the Intercontinental Heavyweight Championship. So much so that a good 5+ years ago, I went ahead and bought one. I have an old school replica title that I have shown on this program a number of times over the years. And yeah, I mean, that original old school title was what made me fall in love with it. I mean, it wasn't as much the belt. I mean, it was the matches. I mean, the Macho Man and Ricky the Dragon Steamboat, Bret Hart and Mr. Perfect, Bret Hart and the British Bulldog. The ladder match with the 2 ladder matches with Shawn Michaels and Razor Ramon. I mean, you name it. You name any match that was a great Intercontinental title matchup, and I can tell you stories about it. But this is a big deal for Mexico, and it's very exciting to think about it. And we're gonna get it on YouTube on April 11th. That is going to be something else. I mean, that's also the same night as the TNA Rebellion event. So I'm very hopeful that the Rebellion show will not run too late. But I will most certainly make an effort to watch this match in its entirety, because this is a match I most assuredly want to see. And congratulations to AAA, CMLL. I mean, this is a very big deal for Mexico. It's a historic moment. I'm excited for all of that for the people of Mexico, because they're in for a real treat when I tell you. But if I'm going to be, but for me, MF, if I'm going to be 100% real and honest with you, I wish they could have held this until WrestleMania. If they had done this at Mania, it would have gone down as one of the most anticipated Intercontinental matchups at a WrestleMania, ranking right up there with those aforementioned matches I just mentioned. So, but great for Mexico, man. That is awesome. Great for Mexico. I'm happy for Mexico. But MF, like I said, that screams WrestleMania. If they had done that for Mania, it doesn't matter whether it's Mania or Mexico. Either way, MF, in the immortal words of our boy Jake Turner, that match is literally going to feed familias in Mexico. No doubt about it. So not much more, MF. Let's get back to the rest of what happened for week number 3 of Rey de Reyes there.
Oh, that's it. That's the show right there. That ended it. So that was the final thing of the night. And yeah, so we got a few things coming up for that thing in Mexico. We got Saucy, we got the Saucy match versus Flamar. We got, it looks like right now, an Intercontinental Championship matchup. And it looks like maybe Rey Fénix possibly going after the AAA Cruiserweight Championship of the World and the Laredo Kid, because he kind of looked at the belt at the end, and Laredo Kid kind of got a little pissed off at him, like, "What are you doing? What? Don't get no googly eyes on my belt. What are you doing?" So it looks like Rey Fénix may be going after some gold himself in Mexico. So we got that possibly coming down the pipeline. So yeah, we got some exciting stuff, folks, to say the very least, and we're out of here. So Tuesday night, Ridiculously Raw, hosted by Anthony Florio. You know how he does it. Monday Night Raw. And NXT. Then on Thursday, like we said, we're going to be covering the NCAA. We got the NCAA tournament. We got basically, I think, everything leading up into the Final Four. We're going to do that. And then obviously
in week 2 of the UFL as well.
Of the UFL. Yeah, we're going to talk about week 2 of the UFL. So, and then after that, on Friday, after SmackDown, come back. We're going to do another. Well, actually, I don't know if we're going to do Friday. No, Friday. Because there's nothing major coming up.
NXT Stand and Deliver next Saturday.
Yes, it is. So So we'll preview next NXT Stand and Deliver. We also will be preview. We also got the recap of TNA and SmackDown, and like we said, we'll preview that show, the Stand and Deliver, and maybe Saturday night we'll do the recap. Just get it out of the way. So after Stand and Deliver is done, come on back to Brace 95. We'll do that, and
Good idea, because next Sunday's Easter Sunday, and family
so
plans.
We're not going to do anything on Easter Sunday. Forget that. So yeah, so Saturday we'll do the recap of it. We'll do the recap of Stand and Deliver, and if there's a AAA thing, then I'll drop the AAA knowledge on you on that night too. So all right, guys, we're out of here. For Michael Bullock, for Anthony Flair, I'm Michael Fletcher saying so long, everybody, and we'll see you all on Tuesday night.